Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Freezer!
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing.
Oh, happy Tuesday. Steven is not here again. Yeah. He's,
What'd you call him?
Steven.
No, it sounded like you said something about the alcoholic Steven.
No!
I was wondering, like, do
No.
we need to
Have an
do we need to
intervention?
talk with him?
We need to sit around. Steven.
This will be an intervention.
We all have to write letters to him.
Oh my gosh. How confusing would that be if everyone just started writing him letters and he just got a bunch of letters for
Hold on. So he doesn't listen to the show. Ever.
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh, that would be a great prank.
Guys, yes. Okay, yes. Start doing that. As of tonight, just just send him tweets, Facebook messages, and don't go in depth. Don't go into details. We're not going to, paint ourselves into a corner. But just be like, I've heard about your struggles, and I'm here for you if you need me. I'm praying for you, that kind of thing. Just start hitting. Oh, this is so good.
What if he starts confessing something?
Well, then that's, hey, then healing has begun either way.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's a good thing. It's good to kind of have that openness, I think it's good. I think it'll be good for him.
Okay. He has a good sense of humor.
Oh, he would love it. He'd think it'd be hilarious because he's not going to figure it out. He's going to be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why is all of this blah, blah, blah? And,
all right, then prank is on.
yes, the heat is
There
on.
needs to be a good hashtag though. Someone needs to tweet a good hashtag to Dylan and just Dylan though, not the show. Just Dylan.
I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if we even want like unless you're going to be sharing it to me to show it to me. Of course, I'm going to be watching it anyway. But yeah, we need to just send something to him directly and just be like, hey, I understand. You're so strong. You're so bright. We're so behind you.
Steven Strong.
Yes. Praying for Steven, something like that. Hashtag I got your back or something. Yeah, no, it needs to be. Yes, we need to.
Okay, there are a lot of creative people that are listening right now.
Oh, yeah.
So just come up with a really fun hashtag that's easy, that just makes Steven wonder, huh?
Yeah, but when you tweet at him or message him directly, turn around and just make it as genuine. No details, just a broad, very vague, but a very much
vaguely genuine.
We stand behind you. If you need anything, let me know. Praying for you, that kind of thing. Just and don't stop. Just and be the closest you should get to something like that is like, I've had that. I've had those problems in my family as well, and you're not alone. That sort of thing. Just to leave them guessing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's so gonna hate me.
You might want to clear this with his wife now.
Oh no, she's gonna think it's funny. Oh yes. It's already begun. B from the SAV. Hope you're well. Praying at Stephen Airy. Hashtag arm yourself.
Love yourself. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so good. Yes. I love you guys. This is so good. Anyways,
who knew? Tangent Tuesday started out with the wildest tangent, a
Oh,
prank
yeah.
for Steven.
I know. Well, this is what happened. I'm sure that he wanted to do this with me, but he's a little bit more serious than I am. When I was gone, he was just way too serious. He's just like, well, we just got to plow through. No, where the hell's my bell? Oh, there it is. When I'm here, it's like, the cat's away, the mice is going to play. And now how can I make this just fun? And this is what I've done. And this is so good. Oh, gosh, you're great.
That's awesome.
I loves it so. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so there's a kind of some stories that we had found. Not really anything is going to make you happy per se.
They're not really in the fun.
No.
Cloud.
No. It's going to make your eye twitch for sure. I apologize. I thought when I sent them and everything, I did not post them, or I didn't set them up on my side, and so I very ill prepared.
Can we set this up first by by explaining how this came across? So early in the morning,
very
well,
early.
I guess it was about
it's
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern.
It was late for me, but early for you, technically.
So Dylan sends a story to Steven and I. You want to tell about that story?
Oh,
it was way too early in the morning to get that.
Yeah, it took you a minute to respond to that, but yeah. So the headline.
I was brushing my teeth or something.
It was probably about something. You're doing morning routines, getting the day started, and I came in and said, "Oh, let's fix this." So the headline reads, "Megachurch pastor." Okay, so the megachurch pastor is speaking. Abortion, quote, is consistent with Christianity, and I will fight to keep it legal, end quote. And so that's what Stephen and Carrie got the pleasure of waking up to this morning.
So he does go on to say that, and this is I have heard this from a lot of people. Why in the heck fire is my? I hate it when technology is smarter or thinks it's smarter than you are.
Oh yeah.
I don't want. It's so annoying. Okay, I don't care about that.
Okay.
Anyway, this is an irritating tangent. Okay. No, okay. Well, I can't now. I can't even. It won't even let me open it.
Oh no.
So anyway, I don't understand. He's quoted as saying something, and this is a paraphrase because I can't read it on my phone now. But something about how he believes that healthcare is a right. Like healthcare is a right that I hear that it's a like a life right.
Yeah.
And not that I think that we should look at it as solely a privilege where it's only for certain people, not in that vein.
Yeah.
But it's not a right. No one was born.
Yeah.
Like Adam and Eve were not created with, and you will be a nurse and you will,
that's communist China.
Be the veterinarian.
Yeah.
I just, it's not a right in the same way that the right to like
it's
life.
I feel like okay. So it's not a right. We all agree, like the actual like you said, like the right to life and all that jazz. But at the same time, I would argue probably from a moral standpoint, if anybody has any morals of any kind, or especially of the Christian faith, or of any faith for that matter, your first goal, at least again going back to Christianity, the first tenet is this is how they know that you love me, is that you love your neighbor. And
absolutely.
So it's kind of I don't want to say it's an obligation because it's not.
Well, scripture, I mean, it is, care for the poor, care
Yeah.
for the widow, care for the orphan, care for the sick. And that is one of the things that even Jesus, he talks about, when I was hungry, you fed me,
Yep.
when I was naked, you clothed me, when I was sick, you what did, like, took care of me. I can't remember what exactly the words that were
Yeah.
used. But so I mean, we are commissioned
Yes.
to behave in a manner that is caring for others.
Yes.
And that goes along with love your neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I am super pro healthcare, super pro taking care of those who need medical attention.
Yes.
I'm always CPR certified, and I always pray that I never have to use it.
Oh, of course.
But I'm certified so that if someone needs help,
Uh-huh.
I can know some way of helping them.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. I don't even think I've played one on TV.
But have you slept in a Holiday Inn?
Yes, I have.
Oh, there you go.
Holiday Inn Express.
There you
so
go.
maybe I could do
There
the
you go.
surgery. I don't
There you
know.
go.
Actually, my coworker, he was a missionary in Taiwan,
Uh-huh.
and missionaries, and I've heard this from other missionaries too, they do a lot of medical work that they are not trained to do. He assisted in an appendectomy,
Wow.
and yeah,
Holy
he
smokes.
almost passed out. But yeah,
Whoops.
he assisted in an appendectomy, and I've heard of stuff like that in a lot of mission work,
Wow.
because it's caring for someone who needs it.
Yeah,
But it's just a different, I don't know.
Yeah. There praise some people over there. A pastor of a Georgia megachurch who is also running for U.S. Senate said last week he believes legalized abortion is, quote, consistent with Christianity, and he would fight to ensure that it remains
Okay, wait,
legal.
time out.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge stickler issue for me. So is he currently serving as senior pastor?
It doesn't say whether he is or not. It just says in here that he is the senior pastor, so I'm going to assume, yes, he is still active.
And he is actively running for office?
Yes.
I have a major issue with that.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. I remember when, oh my gosh, what was the dude's name? He was running for Huckabee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're not totally going to get started there. But I remember when he was running for president and he came to South Carolina and he preached at a mega church in Columbia, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go. I didn't live in Columbia. I lived in Charleston. But because he did that, I didn't know much about him at that time. And I just said, I don't know anything about him, but he will never have my vote.
Yeah.
Because he may have been a pastor, but he's wanting to be and is currently a politician. And for me, the two do not mix.
No.
Because you're messing with the two kingdoms. You're messing with the earth. You're trying to mix the earthly and the heavenly realms. And
yeah,
you just get a lot of problems.
Yeah. No, I got you on that one. You kind of have to pick at that point. Mainly because I would feel that there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a conflict of interest almost.
There's a huge conflict of interest, and it's a possible abuse of the call in ministry. So, or the authority or position in ministry, because there is an office when you are a pastor or a priest, whatever, when you hold an office in the ministry, you can't play politics.
No.
Because then it's just not a good idea. It's not.
It doesn't mean you can't have a political opinion, but you can't sit there and play, like you said, play the political game because, to be honest, the political game itself is very
gross.
Yeah, corrupt. It's not good. Very, very bad things. And so you can't parse it to two. One can't be without the other. And sadly, we're in a place now where, not everybody is moral. Like I said, it's corrupt. And you're not going to go in there and think, oh, I am this moral person. I am a good, assuming, we haven't even gotten, like I said, I'm not touching even yet on the, his statement about the abortion part. Let's just assume.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even gotten there.
Outside of that, pretend he hasn't said that part yet.
Right.
You're not going to be able to walk in to the Congress or any form of politics and be able to eventually avoid at the very least the temptations of it. I mean, you might make it into it, and you might, be an honest and upstanding person, but we already know that the corruption runs so deep that you're not going to be on any committees. You're not going to be in any positions to actually make any difference. The people are, you're representing your constituents, but your constituents are not going to be heard because they're not going to listen to you because you're not playing the game. There's this long trail. And so what'll happen is they're going to start wanting to change. And sadly, that temptation is rather strong. But then you throw in stuff like this, how abortion is consistent with Christianity. The last time I checked, the 10 Commandments says thou shalt not kill. Call me crazy.
I haven't read that in a while.
Yeah.
So, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm reading it right now. I'm preparing a study on it. But
yeah. No,
the 10 Commandments, that is. But
it's good. Well, and it's one of those
he's abusing his office.
Mm-hmm.
If he is currently serving as a pastor, then he is speaking out of the office of ministry, saying and claiming a false. I mean, you can't even say a false truth because that's an oxymoron. But
yes.
He's claiming false teaching,
doctrines. Yeah.
Yes, false doctrines. That's good.
Yeah. I'm just wondering though, like, you don't become a mega church pastor overnight. Okay, so obviously this has been going on for some time. So is this something that he's been touting before? Like, I wonder about it. Is it, something that, he's starting to play the political game, which is why he's going for because it has him listed as a Democrat.
There are sadly a lot of Christians though that try to find ways of biblical support for all sorts of things that are not in line with what God's word says. And so he very well could have an entire congregation that supports him in saying that. And he also could have an entire congregation that supports. I had a pastor once tell me, on a different issue, but that, and I said, well, how can this church body have a vote and nearly split in middle on this vote? And she said, well, and both sides say, no, we're praying, we're, listening to the Spirit. And she tried to convince me that, well, the Holy Spirit just moves in different ways. Well, but the Holy Spirit can't move against
itself.
Like God can't work against himself. In fact, Jesus says a kingdom divided can't and won't stand.
Yep. This guy's so he was on WGAU. Tim Bryant is some kind of a local news thingy, I guess, or whatever.
I love WGAU.
I know, right? I listen every morning.
Tim is
night.
Just so fun.
He's the man, like electrifying. I don't miss a minute of it. Brian asked Warnock, that's the guy's name, Raphael Warnock is the senior pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. Brian asked Warnock how the pro-choice views of the Democratic Party square with his role as a minister and leader of a church and a man of God. Quote, I believe that healthcare is a human right.
There you go.
He has served as a pastor since 2005. Quote, I believe that it is something that the richest nation in the world provides for its citizens, and for me, reproductive justice is consistent with my commitment to
Time
that.
out.
Yes.
Okay, what is reproductive justice?
I don't know. I've wondered that because to me, that would mean justice for the child.
So, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Kind of.
So-
I mean, loosely.
Yes. But even so, you think of justice, then there has been something unjust that has happened.
Yes.
And I don't think that he is just referring to someone who has been raped,
Yeah.
which is wrong,
Yeah.
bad, not good
Uh-huh.
at all.
That is. Absolutely.
Okay.
Rape is bad. Let's clear.
And
just-
I think there should be justice. I don't know
Yes.
that reproductive justice is the route, but reproductive justice, most people having abortions or who've had abortions
Mhm.
have done so because either they were talked into it, they didn't want the inconvenience of a child, they bought into the lie that it's not really a person,
Yep.
but they chose to have sex.
Yes. Yes. And it's not like in this day and age, you're not aware of the consequences of unprotected sex.
Right. So I'm wondering where this reproductive justice is. Is
I
it
don't know.
unjust that a woman is the one to get pregnant? And so she has to be able to rectify that? Well, then, and this
I
isn't,
don't know.
okay, just excuse the non-pastorally language, but then close your knees
Yes.
and don't,
Yeah. No,
I mean,
again, we know how this works. You don't want the child, don't, get involved. You don't want to win the lottery, don't play the game. It's that simple. It's, the odds are much different, but you get the point. You got to be in it to
Yeah.
win it. You know what I mean? If you, abstain from it. And again, I understand that the physical body, I've been there. I'm a guy. I know you have those moments. The flesh is, desiring the hormones and all that jazz. You want to do that. And I get that, but you kind of, that's where being a mature adult kicks in and you kind of go, what's the right thing to do here? And then if you still decide to engage in it, then you have to be ready and willing to accept the consequences of those actions. Period. It's not the child's fault. That's what this reproductive justice thing irritates me because, like you said, it has to be something that has been done wrong. If you've consented, it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. And even if it in the realm of rape, going back to that real fast, let's say that, God forbid, this woman is raped, brutally raped, blah, blah, and she gets pregnant by it. Now, again, I've never be there. I will never physically be there. I truly, my heart goes out to anybody who has to deal with that. I literally could not imagine on more levels than one of how that's got to be hard. But killing the child does not negate what had happened to you. You know what I mean? It is not the child's fault. Now, I'm just using it. Now, we can go further into the weeds about, well, it's, the torture of carrying and blah, blah. I got all that. We can, that's something. My point was just to get to that point of that the calling it reproductive justice. The child is literally as innocent as humanly possible in every way in this situation. And to kill it does not annex or does not negate what happened, whether consensual or not.
well, I was going to say, I think, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't looked up the numbers in a while, but I know at one point the majority of abortions were not rapes, but were just a choice.
Yeah.
A decision that the child was not wanted.
A form of contraceptive.
A what?
A form of contraception.
Yeah. Oh God, are you serious? The
Yeah.
music already?
Yes. And we're on. I haven't even gotten to the rest of his quote. I haven't even got to the rest of it. We can decide if we want to do this on the other side. We might touch on a little bit. Guys, don't go anywhere. There's still another half hour to go. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I cannot believe the music was already there.
I know. I glanced down and it is like 9:27 point, and I'm like, holy crap, it's already done.
Wow.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Oh, Stealth Jack Hole over on Twitter has come up with it. Hashtag arm yourselves, and I'm going to read this later, but don't give up. This is that Stephen Airy. Don't give up. We're all praying for you. Hashtag believing in Stephen. Yes! That is fantastic.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
God, I love it. It makes me so happy.
That's really, really funny.
I love it. God. Oh, God, I love our audience. This is so good. This is so good. It
It's
makes
really,
me
really
happy.
humorous.
He's going to land. His phone is going to explode.
He's not going to have a clue.
This is what you get when you have me as a best friend. It's going to be, you have to watch your back at all times. Nothing is safe. Oh, it's so good.
That is so funny.
Ah, bless his little heart. Do, 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 do. Oh, crap. I'm about to get in trouble. I'm not going to be able to pull it up in time. Daggone it. I'm going to try anyway. All right, we're getting ready to come back in about 10 seconds.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And welcome back, everybody. Defenders Live, Mojo 50. Go to mojo50.com. Go over there and check out all the awesome shows and hosts and things that are going on over there. Great things. You're going to love it, love it, love it. I'm sure you are. Constantly changing and growing, adding more stuff. We just had like 3 shows come on to, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Great stuff to check out. Go over there. Mojo50.com. Check them out on iHeartRadio under the iHeartRadio or under Mojo50 Radio banner on that. You know, I always get that one mixed up because I don't go to iHeart very often, and so I keep forgetting how you type it out and how you actually find it because I think there's actually another Mojo something in front of us. I'm not sure what it is. I've been too afraid to click on it, but you know, that's the deal. Go to our website, DOAE Show. That is DOAEshow.com. And while you're over there, check out all the stuff going on over there, the history, I say history, the archives. You can go back to the beginning. Well, I say the beginning. You can go back to when we started doing everything on radio and check that stuff out as well. See the everything that's, I mean, we were so bad. It was so bad. I mean, we're not great now. By all means, we're suck now, but it's been pretty it's been pretty bad lately. But go to that, check it out over there. Also, and it appears that Carrie has frozen or something has gone awry again with Skype again, so I'm going to have to fix that while we're doing this. But since she's not here and I can do this, go to our website, doaeshow.com, and in the lower end, is it the lower end? I don't remember where Steven put it. I don't know. If you look at our website, you will find a link. This link is very, very important. You need to click said link because clicking this link will turn around and give you the option and the ability to get in on a raffle. Now, most people, when they hear raffle, they're thinking, a raffle is too much crap to pay for, blah, 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 blah. This is a different type of raffle. And I wish I could make this stop. I'm sorry. There we go. Oh, she's not there. I don't know what happened. Hit the wrong button or something. I don't know. Anyway, she'll call back in a minute. But anyway, going to our website, you click on this link for this raffle. It's not just any raffle. It is for a tumbler, a very beautiful tumbler. It is a solid... Well, it's a black gloss tumbler. I don't have it in my hands. If you go to the website, you can look at the pictures. You can go and pull it up. It is a black tumbler, 30 ounce, with wood grain underneath it for our logo and for Defenders Live on the back with our names on it. Best part is there is no. I don't know what happened. Don't ask me.
Did it work?
Oh yeah, you're working now.
Okay, this happened last time. There's some sort of something wonky that happens when we have that break. So
I know, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is, but at least it's fixed. It's back. You're here. I was just telling everybody about the cup that you're going to be giving a winner for next week. Yay. Yes, you have 1 week, like a week from tomorrow, or today, excuse me. A week from today, we are drawing for this cup.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to get in on this? It's last I heard there are only 6 people in.
Oh my gosh.
I know. A month and like you don't have to pay for it. It's blowing my mind. So your chances of winning are fairly high right now.
Pretty good. I'm trying to decide if we use the Great White again or if we use the Hammerhead.
I say the Hammerhead. We haven't used that yet.
Okay.
We haven't done that one yet.
Got it.
But yes, what we're going to do, like I said, at last check, at least as I was aware of, Steven is the one who sees those numbers. I don't have access to those.
They only give you so much access, right?
I can't. I can't be trusted with buttons and numbers. But go over there, get in. Like I said, the best part is all you have to do is you have to, wherever you find us at, whether it's a video platform or an audio podcasting thing, whatever, leave a review, leave a like and a share, do that kind of stuff. Share us out. We're just trying to spread the word at this point. We're not trying to take your money. There's an option in there if you would like to up your chances. You can do a one-time of a $1 or a one-time $5, or you can do a 1 and a 5, but you can't do in between. Yeah, you could pay for it that way if you'd like to. But yeah, this is simple. This is absolutely free. All it takes is a couple of clicks and you're in. That's all it takes. Go out and do that, doaeshow.com. Like I said, the drawing is next Tuesday. Our very own Carrie is going to be drawing the winner for that. You don't want to miss it. So exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it because I've liked the cup, and we didn't get a chance to sign it before it got epoxied over, so we could still sign it if somebody wants to. Whoever wins it wants that. Not that it matters. Again, we're not anybody, but sometimes people make a big deal.
Everybody's somebody.
All right, Dean Martin. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Okay, so do we want to finish? Do you want to hear the rest of this guy's quote? Has your head not exploded enough yet? Because I
can't tell. I can't tell because I'm reaching that point of night where my kids love it when I'm at like this, and I know it's not that late, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm a mom.
You're a mom.
They love it when it's like tired mom because I just don't care anymore.
You can get away with it.
They're like, Mom, can we watch TV? Whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as you don't.
We eat a bunch of sugar. Actually, that one I still say no.
Just don't bother me. Whatever you do, don't bother me.
Kind of.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean, I like if they want to watch a TV show with me, where I don't have to process anything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I'm talking like, if you're gonna watch TV, just don't have it loud where I can't, you're bothering what I'm doing, or don't
they know how to bribe me really well though. I don't know if your kids do this yet, but my kids, so I love getting like a back scratch or a back massage, something like that. And so my youngest, she's really good at them too.
She's
And
got your
so
number.
they'll, Mom, do you want a back scratch? It's kind of late. I should go to bed, but it'll be really good. We just need to be able to watch this show.
Wow. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sucker every single time.
9 out of 10.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's enough for sure.
My son, so my youngest, she does it for TV shows, which all the kids benefit from.
Oh, of course.
And now, granted, I understand. I say my kids, they're like, I mean, one of them is a senior in high school. Another is a freshman, and then I've got a 7th grader. So it's not like they're little.
Yeah.
So my freshman, he doesn't do it so much for like everyone's benefit, but he'll tell me, I'll scratch your back for, like $5.
I need gas money, Mom.
I know. So I don't, his prices have gone up. I don't know if it's inflation or what.
Exactly. He's not stupid. He pays attention to the news and the economy. It's like, Mom, price of money's gone up. So you were the type of mom that was excited at Mother's Day to get that little coupon book of what this coupon awards you one free hug, one free bed making.
One for breakfast in bed right now.
I knew it. The moment you started talking, I was like, yeah, you're that mom. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mom.
But they love it too.
I know, but I really love, I've got different drawings that the kids have made for me, and I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, because the older they get, the further away they get from that point. And because I've gotten stuff like that.
Here's a Zealy original.
Oh wow,
that's a fun one. I think that's neat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's a COVID. Get me some canvas because I need to paint.
Yeah,
painting.
If you don't get the canvas, then the kid goes insane, which makes you go insane, which is no good for anyone in the house. Yeah, no, I've been keeping a lot of stuff. There was a stretch there where my sons were, or at least the 2 older ones would, write me notes on occasion. Dear Daddy, love you so much, blah blah blah. And just it's one of those I've have found them, and due to moving and things of life has been going on, I've actually just randomly would stick them in different places. So I opened my toolbox. I got a little square, just a little carry around, little toolbox with drill. And I went to go open it up, and there was one in there from my oldest, and he was like 7 or 8 at the time. And I'm like, and I just put it right back. I put it right back in a spot because I realized that in doing it and having them in those little places it makes it more like not a treasure hunt, because you're not going to go looking for them when you need them, but they seem to pop up at the right moments when you need them. And so,
absolutely.
And I've got pictures, and I think I have every one of the cards all of them have ever given me. I keep those together, and
yes,
because I know they're going to be grown, they're going to have families, they're going to move on, and I'm just going to be sitting here like, the whole cats in the cradle thing is going to start playing, and I'm going to be like, Dad, got it. They're gone, so.
I know. Well, this is why I strongly encourage parents, when the kids are able to write their names, but they still, plan on living with mom and dad forever. This is where you have them sign contracts saying that they will move out, but stay in the same town, so that you can still see them all the time.
Yeah, that's what I would like to hope for as well. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. Something happened. I mean, when I got out, I'm the oldest of my clan, and I'm the oldest of 8 kids. And I'm telling, I was 17 years old, and I went from north central North Carolina to Japan. You know what I mean? Like it was that. You literally couldn't get any further away. I was literally.
That is my son's 3 years away from that, to less than 2.5 years away from that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is you hope
Dylan,
and pray.
Tonight was supposed to be fun. We talked about abortion and about our kids growing up and leaving us.
I know.
What is wrong? I think we need the intervention, but let's still just keep sending stuff.
Yeah,
to
no,
Steven.
it's still going good. This is great. James, A.K. James, over on Twitter says, it's okay at Carrie Melinek. They'll be this young in our minds. I'm lucky mine still is. And he sent a picture of his little one.
Aww.
He's a cutie.
Yay.
B from the SAV, $5 for a back scratch. I love that at Keith Melinek and at Carrie Melinek have raised a family of capitalists.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. but in a very democratic home, we are, part of the Democratic Republic of the United States.
Yes.
But our home is or not democratic home. I'm sorry. No, not at all. It is a not tyrannical home.
Totalitarianism.
What's monarchy? It's like a monarchy.
It's a monarchy. Yeah. You can do as I let you when I let you.
Yes, and we're not like wimpy monarchs. We don't have parliament.
Nope. We make the decisions as we do it.
King and queen are the rulers. Actually, that's what I'm trying to especially with my older. Well, my youngest one has always been the one to just kind of push it and say, well, why can't I have whatever? Or why can't I do whatever?
You want to play this game? Give me logic. Tell me why.
Yeah, she just pushes more, whereas the other two have always been like, oh, okay. They just kind of take it.
Yeah, that's what my youngest is doing now, and he's 3.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop.
And it's that whole why and it's, I tell him to do so. I did it today. I loved him to death. I almost killed him. I'm sitting here. I'm telling him so he was playing in the sprinkler today and blah blah blah, and he would stand at the foot of the steps to the porch, and at one hand he's like, I want to get out. I'm done. I'm like, well, come up here and let's get you dried off. No, I want to go play in the water. No, come up the stairs. We did this for it felt like an eternity, and I'm like, get in the water, and he turned around and he's all mopey and junk. Yeah, no, it's. And then he come back 2 seconds later. Dad, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, well then come up here. No, I'm gonna go play in the water. Oh my god!
Kids are funny.
And it's
always so much more funny when it's someone else's.
Oh yes, it's always fun.
Things like that.
Because you can sit back and go, I know how that was.
Although when it's a kid being bratty, it's really hard when it's. I mean, I don't want it to be my own, but it's really hard not to be the parent to say, stop it.
I was gonna say, when a kid being a kid, and they have the different levels, obviously. Some are more calm than others. But a kid being a kid, it's always more fun when it's somebody else that they're getting a little bit more rambunctious. It's always fun on that end. But when it's like you said, being a brat, I actually kick into high gear, especially when it's related. I don't know if it's just me, but my siblings haven't said anything yet, so I'm not going to stop. But I will get on my sister. My niece is 9, I think 9 or 10, and every bit I think she's going on 9, going on 21. She's oh good Lord have mercy, and I don't hesitate for a second. I'm like, if you don't start listening to your mom, I'm going to come over there. And it's,
right.
But it's just something about, I don't know if it's because I feel that, they're family. So therefore by extension, I have a responsibility to make sure if it's somebody else's kids, perfect example, like Steven's kids, and they're great kids. Don't get me wrong. But if Steven's kids turn into, complete and total brats, I'll say something on occasion and to them as a coaching thing, hey, you need to listen to your dad. But if the same thing, my niece was doing the exact same thing, I'd haul off and be like, if you don't, and I would, it's this weird, hey, that's, not my pig, not my farm. You deal with that over there. But yeah, with his family, I feel like I have that responsibility. And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's because I'm the oldest. I don't know if, like I said, my dad passed away last year. And so I don't know if I've, subconsciously feel I've
kind of
stepped into the patriarchy role. Yeah, I don't know. But I have this, I mean, I've always said something to the kids, but I don't know. It's always funny though. Like you said, when it's other children, you're like, yeah, you God bless your heart. You have fun with that. When it's your own niece or nephew, you're like, no, it's not cute now. It's
Right. Right.
It's not cute. Stop being a little brat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My nephews, it was really cute. We were visiting, and they're the teenager nephews, I should say.
Uh-huh.
All of my sisters and I, all of our kids are about the same age, and well, all of my kids have cousins their same age, and then there are a few younger ones that my sisters had when Keith and I were good with our 3. So, but the older kids, so we have just a house rule, and I just no trampolines. It's from years of witnessing stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just a house rule, and the kids are fine with that, you know. Well, my sister, one of my sisters, they got a trampoline. And so my older nephews were asking, well, can't you let them just jump on the trampoline? And it was so funny because they tried to mock me, they tried to beg me, and they tried to shame me into letting my
they
kids,
went the shaming route now? It's like
to letting the kids play on the trampoline. And I texted Keith and I was like, they just have no clue who they're talking to.
Clearly. It's like, I could tell you some stories, child.
Like, I mean, if you are rude to me, trying to mock me or shame me, I'm going to just do like even more the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
And if you beg me, ask my kids. Oh, my youngest still tries to do the puppy dog eyes, please. I'm like, no, that just makes me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be mean.
Yeah. It's almost, it's not quite spite, but at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, no, now we're really going to play it off. It's that and the arguing. It's the one thing that my middle son does. He's 7. And the one thing that drives me insane with him is he'll be doing something that he shouldn't be doing. Maybe a little excessive, or, you know, being a boy, you know, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I will say, no, don't do that, or stop, or whatever. I'll catch him in it and correct him on it. And and it drives me insane, instead of, yes, sir, I'm sorry, I'll stop, whatever. Well, but I was to try and give me his logic and his reasoning behind it. And I'm like, I don't care. I've told them. And at first I used to feel bad because I'm using this type of terminology, but after a while I don't feel so bad. I've actually told them point blank to their faces out loud, to the point the neighbor on the other side of the trees back there tried yelling at me, and I told her where she could go and what she could do when she got there. But I sat there and I told him, I'm like, I don't care if God and Jesus are standing side by side and they told you to do something. You're listening to me. You do what I'm telling you to do. And I realized that as they get older, that's probably going to be a bad thing to do. But at 7 years old, like, they're not here. I am. Do what you're told. I don't need to know your reasoning. I don't need to know. I don't care. I don't care. If God and Jesus told you to do it, then they can come talk to me and we will have that conversation and we'll come back to you later. I'm telling you now, don't do it. And it's that whole, but this is, and I'm like,
Okay, so this is a question. I know we are like so cramped for time again.
Yeah.
This is, oh man, but this is a good question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want your kids to think for themselves. You want them to not just take whatever authority tells them, but to really think through it and, you know, and to question. Right?
Exactly.
But
yeah.
When I tell you something, just
do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it's kind of a fine line, because that's something that I've always wanted, like, to bring to the table with my kids is they can. And I grew up in a household where authority was very important.
Yes,
I mean, it was like
too.
You respect.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Because they've earned that medical degree. You respect your teachers because they are taking the time to teach you. You respect your parents because they're your parents. You respect your elders, you know, whatever it is. You respect the police. You respect was a huge thing. Respect of authority.
Yes, ma'ams and no ma'ams.
Yeah. And so so I've always tried to bring to the table with my kids is that I want them to be able to ask me. And I think overall, I think, and I need to ask them. I'm going to ask them tonight, actually. I think overall, I will never just do the because I said so.
Yeah.
When they ask me, I have always, since the time they could talk, tried to explain the reasoning behind it or why something is. And I think that might be why, like, my older kids will, like, if they'll still, I'm trying to get them to be like, you don't have to ask me if you want a snack.
Oh,
Like, they're just so lovingly not, and I don't want to say compliant. It's just like, they're just so used to being raised, like,
yeah.
Where now I'm like, well, okay, you're a big person.
Yeah.
Like, you can
You're a
decide
big
that
boy.
for yourself.
You could do it, yeah.
But, like, I think that part of it is that we've always just talked through things. And so,
Yeah.
but I'm going to ask them.
Yeah,
ask him
I'm all
about
about
that.
the talk. So I have an 11-year-old. God, he's almost, he turns 12 in December. Holy smokes.
Wow.
A year away from teenager. Yay! But I've gotten to a point with him where, like, if something is being said or something is being, I do walk that line and say, okay, here's why.
Right.
Part of it is because I grew up with the whole, I said so. Doesn't matter. Yes, ma'am is the only word. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir are the only things that need to come out of your mouth. That's it. And there was no logic. There was no talking. There was no explanation for it. It was just, that's the way it was. And I was not overly a big fan about it because it carried over into my teenage years. And then, like I said, I moved on and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want it to be like that, but my brain keeps kicking back. Part of it is because that's what I was used to. But part of it is I look at it from the angle of, like, going back to my 7-year-old. He doesn't have the mental faculties at this point.
Right.
That I could have a conversation with him. And I could tell you why. And this is an example. So anything that we talk about, not even important, just a loose conversation, he'll ask me a question, like which do you like better? Or which would you rather have happen? Slam your foot with a hammer or get punched? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I try to have and explain stuff to him, like, really what's going on in things or whatever, serious stuff. And you could tell he doesn't hear it because the words aren't even out of my mouth when I'm done with my sentence, and he's already started speaking.
Right.
And so, and maybe that's just, that child and in particular in that moment. But I'm like, he's still too young to have that conversation because he's not going to understand it. He's not going to take anything with it. If he gets older, and his older brother was the same way. There was a stretch where I couldn't get an edgewise, and I talk a lot, and he had me beat. And so, but now that he's
That's pretty impressive.
I know, it's scary actually, but but now that he's older, like I sit when I'm like, okay, do you understand what's going on? And explain everything out. We talk it out. How do you understand this? How do we make this understand? Because he's getting to that point. I don't want, this is the one thing I never like. I don't want them to be afraid of me.
Sure.
Okay. But there, at the same time, like it's how do you find that balance? How do you find that spot where
and something interesting I think that's coming into play as we're talking is that, like, obviously you're coming at this from a perspective of a dad.
Yeah.
And
that's a whole different conversation to have too, because I've got all boys. The girlfriend has 2 girls.
Right.
And I'm around them all the time. You want to talk about completely different world? Like when perfect example, the youngest, 4 years old, sweetest thing. Oh my goodness. They were outside playing yesterday. All 4 of the kids were outside playing yesterday.
Yep.
The youngest walks up the slide backwards, walks up instead of slides down, and apparently had gotten up, and it had been a while since they'd been out there, and walked through a spider web. BT Dubs, she hates any type of bug.
Yeah.
came in, mentally broke down.
Yeah.
I'm used to boys. I'm like, my brain says, suck it up. And I'm like, but she's a little girl. She's so sweet. And it's
traumatic. Anyone would break down.
I'm learning so much. I can't, God, we need 2 hours. Anyway. Let's play the bells real fast, guys. Hold on.
Good evening, Mojo.
Never mind. I can't get to work because he was messing with the daggone sounds.
Oh.
He did. Something happened in here, and I don't have time to change it before it's done. I know.
Bell.
So we got time to do it this way. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Carrie, thank you for hanging out with us and filling in. Don't forget, next Tuesday, she will be drawing for the cup out of the Hammerhead Shock.
Yay.
Make sure you're here for that. Get in everything you can. Until then, guys, thank you so much. We will see y'all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check out mojo50.com, DOAE Show on all the social medias. Hopefully, Steve will be here tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye, y'all. See you tomorrow.
I love that. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad. Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good. It could have been a lot better. I didn't really like it. It was pretty terrible. It was bad. It was awful.